Uh-oh. We are live.
Good evening. Peace.
Yes, we are.
It needed to be said if we were having a Boss Nass appreciation night. Welcome. Do you love Boss Nass? We do too. Maybe one of the best Star Wars characters to be featured in a Weird Al song.
Yeah.
I don't know. Debatable. I'm just saying. It is definitely debatable.
Well, welcome to What the Show. We are here tonight. You'll notice that there's only 3 of us at this very moment. Unfortunately, the Nebraska internet is failing our co-host AJ at the moment. We're hoping to get him on at some point tonight, but at this point, it's the 3 of us. But we're going to roll with that for the time being. Hopefully, we will get AJ at some point tonight. But we do have a very esteemed special guest tonight.
That is true. You know, here on this show, we're big fans of Star Wars competitors. So much sometimes we hire them to film our wedding. The person who is joining us tonight sadly did not film our wedding. I think he'd do a great job. If we do a vow renewal one day, maybe we'll ask him. But yeah, we do have a lovely guest this evening to just, goof around, show appreciation to Boss Nass, and talk all things Star Wars. So yeah, without further ado,
the champ is here.
There he is.
Hello.
Music or something.
I messed it up. See, before I came on screen, Boss Nass's nice hat was there, nicely framed, and I've ruined it. I've ruined it. This is not a good omen for your vow renewal. If you're wanting to get it shot on an iPhone 2.
Okay, yeah, I'm into that. That, maybe could we do it like found footage style, like that could
nice
be kind of fun. We'll play with
nice little 2004 vibe to the whole thing. It'll be good.
Well,
not quality, but it'll be
good in its own sense. I respect it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Boss Nass, that we hid your little hat, but I think it's worth it to have you on.
No, thanks for having me.
Thomas to the show.
Yeah, so very happy to have you tonight. It's been a long time coming to have you on, and so let's get right into it now. We're talking about Boss Nass. So one of our favorite questions we like to ask, and it's a common answer, is Phantom Menace. But what was the first Star Wars movie you saw in theaters?
In theaters would have been the special edition of A New Hope. So 97, they all kind of came out in quick sequence, and for years my dad had been talking about like, well, you'll never get to experience, like you just don't know. Like watching it on this tiny screen. But then I got to find out, and I don't think he watched the movie. I think he watched me watching the movie. So, but it was cool. Nice. They all came out. I don't have the release dates, but like within 6-8 months of each other, which was pretty cool.
It was less than that. I'm pretty certain it was 3 weeks apart.
Yeah, that's.
Then 3 weeks later was Empire, and 3 weeks later was Return of the Jedi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. At the time, I was like, "This is amazing," and now I'm like, when is it Wednesday again? I can't wait. 6 days for Star Wars.
That is true. Yeah, back in the day, we're like, wow, look at this content. They're popping out.
There's Jabba here. Yeah.
There
right.
Would really be some content all the time. Oh, you know what? Here's a good, sorry, AJ, and your weird Nebraska internet. AJ may have been the only person on screen, which hopefully he will inevitably get to join us, who did not get to completely finish the latest episode of Book of Boba Fett. So while he's not here, while we're waiting for his weird, crappy Nebraska, we're gonna go. We're allowed to discuss it. That's allowed. It's Wednesday, so it's a thing. Spoilers for all the people who might be watching who haven't watched it, but what have you been doing all day? It's been out all day. Like you've had ample time. And if you haven't watched at this point, whatever. I mean, there's not really too much super spoilery things. I mean, I think there's one kind of big thing that everyone's probably
literally very giant thing.
Yeah, one literally giant thing that is kind of exciting to discuss. The rest of it, I'm not going to lie, I have really enjoyed the flashback scenes more than I have enjoyed present day stuff so far. I might be in the minority there, but I've been digging the Tusken Raider stuff. So I'm a little sad that that's kind of now appears to be a little bit in the past, and we're going to probably focus more on present day, which I guess is fine. But I liked the flashbacks.
I don't think the flashbacks are done yet.
Well, yeah.
There's still definitely story to be told.
Clearly, again, spoiler alert, we're not going to get a lot more with the Tusken Raiders. at this point. Sad.
Well,
yeah.
I will say this is the fault of every fan who complained about the flashbacks. You literally manifested this moment, so you've got nobody to blame but yourself for this sad scene. I will say, there was one very prominent Tusken that was not shown dead or a weapon and stuff. So I don't think it's the last that we've seen of all of them. But man, when he held up that little training gaffy stick, it was like 5 a.m. here when I'm watching this. But I was like, ugh. Why? Anakin's not involved in this. Maybe he is. I don't know. But
I mean,
that's literally what you said.
I did put the tension because it was very sad, and I was sad, and the score was really beautiful on that scene.
Yeah.
And I just had to cut the tension. I was like, did Anakin come for a visit? And just to and then Mike said that was too soon, and I was like, that's fair. Let's go back to mourning. I'll leave my jokes till later, but it did make me until 10 a.m. in his area.
Oh boy.
Lordy
that means free reign to talk Book of Boba Fett.
Well, we're just discussing Book of Boba Fett all night. Yeah, I mean, overall, I know it's only been 3 episodes, although again, these shows don't have very long runs. Like, what is your overall thoughts and feelings now that you've obviously seen episode 3 today at 5 a.m.? Are you like, yeah, I'm digging it? Or you're like, oh, I was really hype, and now I'm not hype? Like, I feel like it's been getting kind of mixed.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I think what's been funny to me is watching once again in fandom expectations get shifted, and what's like really ironic is expectations for a character as an adult we've really only seen a little bit of in the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is really the most that you've gotten of adult Boba Fett. Otherwise, this character is literally defined by 3 minutes on screen in the original trilogy and then the Clone Wars as a child. And for people to come out, I think there were a lot of fans that rightly or wrongly just expected this to be like, ruthless Boba Fett killing everyone and not taking any names. And I kind of shrugged and just didn't know what to think of that, because those people must not have watched the Clone Wars, because that's not the Boba Fett that was in the Clone Wars. I get that he was a kid, but I think what we've seen is a really cool sort of nuanced look at this character that's only just started. I know we're about almost at the halfway point of this season or this series, but I very much like this Boba Fett versus 7 episodes of him just shooting people. Like, that would be cool. Like, the 7-year-old in me would love that, but this feels meaningful.
Yeah, I concur. As someone who might be in the minority on screen, again, with the Tusken Raider love and the Boba Fett, I was never a big Boba Fett fan. Still to this day, I'm not, like, it's not my favorite character. I think learning about his childhood a wee bit in the prequels and mostly in the Clone Wars made me appreciate him a little bit more, but I never understood the hype, and everyone's like, he's a badass. And I think a lot of people did just want, like, a series of him being a badass, and it's like, but that's not interesting. That's not like a character development or a show. If he's like, everything's just, again, like, other characters, if you're female, get called to Mary Sue when they're good at things. But I guess Boba Fett was just supposed to show up and be good at everything and just kill people. I don't know. And then fly away with his jetpack. But yeah, I like the whole kind of him wanting to get respect. Like, that's how he wants to lead with respect and not like a reign of terror, I guess, so to speak, or whatever. I think that's been kind of interesting.
So one of my favorite things that's come out of the show was actually not on the show, but I'm sure you've seen this, Juice and Thomas. I think I know Bethany has seen this. If you remember from Parks and Rec when Patton Oswalt had his filibuster, it is literally note for note on the nose timing from when he said everything that the opening scene, the scene of him escaping the Sarlacc takes place. I saw that, and I had to watch it like 4 times. Bethany wasn't even home. I'm like, you need to see this.
They've got a synced up version where it's played like side by side, which is amazing.
Oh my
It's so good.
They had to have done that on purpose. There's
I
no
still at
way
this point-
that wasn't done on purpose.
I was like, oh, we really need to like look up and see if they were like, yeah, we wanted to, but and I haven't seen anything, but I had to. There's no like that's
It's too on
way
the nose.
too on the nose
Yeah.
for it to be like,
No,
I had never seen that or heard of that, and we just did that. How weird. I feel like it had to have been some kind of like wink and a nod to that a little bit.
Yeah. My dad like loves that full filibuster thing. He thinks it's like the funniest thing ever. And so he hadn't seen The Mandalorian, so I got him Disney Plus for Christmas. So they're working through Mandalorian right now, and then they're gonna get to Boba Fett. So I'm holding back, telling him that like it's gonna be just like the filibuster.
You gotta extend this out and leave that for next Christmas. Like,
Yeah,
I got the subscription was year 1. This is a 2-year phase gift here.
You're like, now you must wait. Patience.
Yeah, but I love the idea of what the Boba Fett we're seeing is sort of the reality of what I think the real, like if all this were real, what this character would actually face. Like to you and me and other fans, like he's this badass in this cool armor, and we know the backstory. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that in universe. The last time that we saw him before he flew into the Sarlacc pit, he was just an enforcer for Jabba, right? Like doing, he's a good bounty hunter, but not probably the most renowned bounty hunter in the galaxy. And so to the criminals at Mos Espa, to the other folks, to the Hutts, he's just a dude. He's an enforcer.
Right.
No notoriety. He's no Maul. He doesn't carry that weight and that gravity stepping into a situation. So absolutely they're going to send assassins after him. Absolutely he's going to have limitations. And absolutely people are going to disrespect him left and right. And he's got to be really cautious in how he builds alliances, because it's just him and Fennec, as strong as they are, the Fets have a lot of money and a lot of weight. They can send wave after wave of people after you if they want. So I think this is maybe not the reality that some fans wanted, but this sticks closely to what is accurate in the Star Wars universe. And that's really important to me.
True. Yeah, I think people need to remember that in universe, they have not seen Star Wars, so they don't know that Boba Fett.
They're the only people that haven't seen Star Wars.
That haven't seen it is the people in the Star Wars. That's how it works, folks. They don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Juice, since AJ is, again, due to his, as we would like to reiterate, crappy Nebraska internet, that won't be back until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Did he send you his random over-under game that he was going to have us play?
He did. Yeah, we can definitely get to that whenever we're ready. I'm currently
confused
I think he sent something else too.
as to how this works.
I'm currently attempting to log into the Streamlabs. Not succeeding, but I'll work on that. Does one of you want to pitch the Streamlabs?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, let's go
talk about
ahead
that real
and
quick.
take it away.
So the www.streamlabs.com/what's-the-show/tip.
Someone pin it.
It already is.
All right. Good work.
We don't keep anything that gets donated to our channel. So every month we pick a charity. This month we're supporting Paul Preston and the Karen Volpe Preston Legacy Fund, which is a scholarship that goes to her alma mater up in upstate New York that celebrates that is a scholarship that goes towards a female who's going into the arts, specifically, hopefully with an aim to go into comedy. So it's a wonderful cause. So all Streamlabs donations that we do get for this month will go to the Karen Volpe Preston Legacy Fund.
January. It is what, as we discussed last week when Paul and Adam were on doing our now annual year recap show. It's what started our whole idea of doing a month charity thing last year when Paul was on. We're like, oh, that'd be a cool thing to have the Streamlabs go to. We raised a good chunk of money for it last January. I threw down a gauntlet last week and I said I would like to raise even more. I put my money where my mouth was and I chipped in some. So every little bit counts. I'm a slightly competitive person and I would like to beat what we did last year. So if everyone can help me with that goal, that'd be really swell. No pressure though. But yeah, so that is January. It's the second week of January. So we've got a few more weeks Yeah, as Jeff is saying in the chat, for the arts and for the kids, y'all. Okay, it's for the arts. It's important.
So
one of my I appreciate the Den love there too. Well, the former Den love.
Yeah.
there. My favorite story from Paul is after his first victory this season in singles. He famously gets this question about Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, a musicals or excuse me, his opponent gets that question. Musicals is the category, and the answer is Seven Brides for Seven Brothers. He told us, he goes, after the match dumps out, he's like very excited to have won. He's like, Karen was involved in this match. That was her favorite musical. She was in it, in a production of it. He was like, that was just real, serendipity. And it was a really cool moment. So Paul's a great guy, great charity. Awesome of you guys to support that.
Yeah, very cool. And so gonna proceed right now, and
whoa, what the fuck is this?
We have a new person on the stream. After
Here I was just chilling, like blood pressure low, Boss Nass talking charity.
We're talking about for the art.
It's me. It's me.
You're like a piece of gum that I stepped on, and it's just stuck forever on my shoe. I just have to throw the shoe away.
As long as I'm a constant annoyance, that's all that matters. What's going on, folks? How are we doing today? How are we doing tonight?
Good. I'm happy that AJ sent you in his steed tonight because his internet wasn't working. I like that now AJ's internet not working is going to sound like a bit, but it really isn't working. But then the shit kind of played into it because they're like, oh,
Right.
we'll just have Lebanon then. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to be here.
At least we've now got like a little better view of Boss Nass's face now.
Oh yeah,
his eye is peeking
Trying
out
to see his eye.
menacingly.
Yes, Boss
Oh,
Nass.
Boss Nass. What a hero that guy.
I tell you.
It took me so long to learn that he was a Gungan. Do you understand? Like, as a kid, I was like, what is this thing?
He's infiltrated.
Yeah, I didn't realize his ears were
It's
back
interesting.
behind his head.
he gets the last word.
He does.
Yes, he does.
And that's what we all really want in life,
Absolutely.
right? To get the last word.
He's probably the weirdest last word character in a Star Wars movie, right? That's probably the weirdest one.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Everyone else is like C-3PO, Yoda gets one.
Yeah.
Are you talking what he says or the fact that he has the last
That-
word?
No, the fact that he has the last. Yeah.
Yeah.
The random Gungan in special edition of, well, I guess now just
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi is
Yeah. See, it's bookends.
true.
It's bookends.
they get the last word.
That's actually Boss Nass. Yeah.
Oh, true.
You lost weight.
Yeah. That was his journey
Yeah,
through time.
100%.
I mean, how do Gungans age? Like, what's their lifespan? I don't even know.
It's probably a normal human lifespan, I would say.
I will say this. I'll lay down this gauntlet right now. PJ, if you watch this, if you're watching this right now, if you take this division into age of characters or how beyond Chewbacca, I'm out. I will put the belt on the curb.
Yep.
I'm out.
I've
Yeah.
looked
That's
into it at times, and I'm like, this is, if I continue down this road, it's going to be a bad time. I just feel it. And yeah, please don't do that. That would be rough.
I would say like Chewbacca, Yoda's fair
Yoda's
game.
fine. That's fine.
Probably
Yoda's fair
where
game.
That's
you need to just
Yeah.
cut it.
Because
Cut
no, what
right
would and the reason I'm saying this is we would burn through, like, my luck would be all the gettable questions, the Chewbacca's, those would get asked in earlier matches. I would get
Right.
stuck by the time my match rolled around with like, how old
Right.
is the fifth Gungan from the left in the Battle of Naboo?
Right.
Oh, you
And the
dumbass!
thing
He
is-
was 32.
The thing is, you would find out, and it would kill you to not know the sixth one from the left.
Yeah.
It would kill you it would keep you up at night. And I know that that's the case because it's the case for me.
You'll never.
It's
I knew the
brutal.
fourth and the fifth, but the sixth one I couldn't
Oh, yeah.
remember.
The sixth one, yeah, no, for real.
Yeah,
It's
oh,
like-
now listen, I could really get down with that. Like doing some horoscopes for Star Wars characters. Like, well, I can tell they're an Aries, and this is why.
Right. 100%. No,
I could have fun
yeah.
with that. Yeah,
I
that's
just,
very good. Very.
It's-
I'd like to think. Yeah, I'm not gonna have to go in a deep dive of how old like a Gungan's lifespan is because I'm
Right.
now.
let me see if good old
Welcome to the rabbit
Wikipedia.
hole.
Gungan lifespan. Hold on.
Yeah. What's that?
None
Gungans
of
live
us-
about 65 galactic standard years.
Oh, so yeah, so they
Not that
kind of live
old.
like
It's
average.
probably heart disease. I feel like probably. It's like
Yeah,
a
do you think
common
they-
thing.
They eat
don't
they eat a fish-based diet. That's pretty healthy.
That's true. I mean,
I don't know,
that's
'cause
a lot of
so-
Greece.
This has gotten me. If you talk about I like joke about the rabbit hole, and now I'm down it. In the Aftermath book, I'm like trying to figure out how old man Jar Jar is. In the Aftermath trilogy, he ends up in this like sad state. He's basically like a jester, like doing kids' birthdays and shit like that.
He's probably, I would say, like mid-20s, early 30s in Phantom Menace.
Right?
Yeah.
About like Obi-Wan.
That's
He and
sick,
Obi-Wan
but,
are
yeah.
somehow the same age.
So that's 32 BBY. Wait, so 30. Okay, I'm gonna say his age is 30. So
He's
he would be like, let me
Almost dead.
damn. So
Yeah, so when he's being like a court jester, it's in his latter years
Yeah.
in life, essentially.
Yeah, he's
so this is one AB or no, 5 ABY.
Five, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So 32. He's 67 years old.
Yeah. He's
Give or
almost a
take.
dead
He's
Gungan.
living longer than the average
Yeah.
Gungan. You know what? Get it, Jar
Right.
Jar.
Yeah, he's
Proud of
good.
you.
He's good.
He's
He's,
doing good. I'd like to think that Jar Jar dies.
This is what
maybe-
happens when you put great Star Wars minds alight. We can slowly, very, very slowly calculate Jar Jar's age.
I think that
Approximately.
conversation actually just solidified PJ putting in questions now about it. If he's like, they could figure it out. They knew Jar Jar's. I'm doing it. I'm putting it in.
It's been real fun having this belt.
Right.
See you later.
So that's
Oh.
this is a good point to read our 2 Streamlabs that we have in.
Oh.
So both, of course, relate to Jeff in some way.
Oh.
Jeff is a jabroni, donated $5 and said, hashtag Jeff is a jabroni, 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 hashtag Jeff is a jabroni. 3 more, hashtag Jeff is a jabroni, hashtag Jeff is a jabroni, hashtag Jeff is a jabroni.
Now,
Thank you.
I swear I have had not a drop to drink today, but also I cannot prove that I didn't write that. I have no proof.
And then Jeff Alterman, the jabroni himself, donated $20 and said, okay, guys, quit fighting. Just shut up and kiss already.
It's gonna happen one of these days. It's gonna lead to a big messy marriage thing.
I'll tell you if I don't know how these awards are going to shake out here in a few weeks,
Yeah.
but if we don't get feud of the year, my
Right.
feud is going to be, it won't die with you. It's going to be with the entire league and all the fans.
Yeah.
I'll find out
Well,
who
they've
voted
already turned
against
on
us.
you. They've already all turned that.
Yeah, that
back,
ship has
so-
sailed. Yeah, that ship has sailed. That ship
I'm
sailed
gonna be-
before my heel turn.
You understand? I will be the hero in their eyes. I will be their little golden god.
Take him out.
Yeah, for real. I'm the guy. From now on, I'm that guy, the torchbearer at the
Yeah.
Battle of Helm's Deep. I'm the one that's gonna break that wall.
Yeah. So being there, those of you who were there in the audience, it almost felt like the heel turn was like a release for the fandom. Like, oh, finally, we can just like, we're supposed to hate him now. Like, we can just lean into. Like,
I shouldn't say this. I was gonna say it felt like when Michael Richards played the Laugh Factory.
Wow.
you're supposed to clap now.
I would like to rescind that statement right now.
They turned on him. It was like all his cred was gone.
Betrayed.
As soon as he started doing that Den pledge, it was over.
I couldn't hear a lot on the stage. I couldn't hear any claps. Like it was like I would get an answer right, and it like silence, like a church, and then Nikki would get the same question right, understandably, and it was like the Super Bowl. Like,
Yeah.
everybody just
100%. 100%.
I just revealed that same answer. Come on.
You're like, no, nothing. Okay, it's fine. I'll just be
Nothing like being actively rooted
Yes.
against like people
Welcome
like
to my world.
with bated breath, like hoping you reveal your board and there's nothing on it but like a sad black streak. Like, oh darn, he got it right again.
Oh, my goodness. Heartbreaking. But no, Thomas luckily is not. He still has a career, so we'll see what happens this next season. I'm wondering where things are
Lots
going to
of
go.
question marks.
Look, I want everyone to know, no facades about it. I'm terrified. I have no idea what's going to happen. Like that match, like at Spectacular, was insane. I was up in the balcony, and I was like, everyone was like, this answer. I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. I'm like, no, not at all, dude.
Meanwhile, I'm on stage blacked out, like just writing words like, this seems good. Oh, it's right.
Right.
There
Exactly.
we go.
You were in camouflage. Nobody could tell.
That's true.
That
Yeah.
was so that I could sneak off unnoticed after I had lost. So there was a real purpose in that design. Where did he go? I don't know. Who cares?
It was a shock going into the green room and seeing Thomas in his full getup. I was like, who is this? I was like, what is going on here?
I passed Sam, and I don't think like Sam still doesn't really know who I am or like anything about me. I think he thought I was like there was a security issue going
Yeah, I was
on.
about to say there's a breach.
Like, oh shit, so are we allowed in here? Like, is this locked down?
Oh no.
Why does he have the den stenciled on his chest? Like,
Yeah, wait, how did you make this shirt? Was it stenciled?
yeah,
Did you
I
do it?
spray painted it in my garage.
Oh, is that what happened? It looked like it looked like you had it made or something. It was nice, I will say.
I appreciate that.
I was wondering, I was like, where do you get like military grade shit with like, I can cuss on this channel, right?
Well,
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that you ask about, but not your
Bring it up,
prior
Michael.
comment.
Hey, no, listen. Factually, people turned on Michael Richards.
This is true.
That's a fact. That's not an effect. He did. It did. They did. That's true.
Fair.
For
I guess
kind of
that's
different
fair.
reasons.
Right. I'm not commenting on the subject matter. But no. So yeah, I can cuss. Okay, good. But what was I even saying? What was it?
You were complimenting me
Oh, was I?
profusely.
Mhm.
Okay.
How great his shirt was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
How beautiful
Wow, I
his
really-
eyes looked that night. It was a
I
moment.
really don't remember what I was saying. I lost it. I completely lost it. Go to the tape, folks.
Yeah, this might get your memory back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's what does it.
That's what I was gonna say. 100%.
I wonder if when Brian Blessed was hired for that role, if they like disclosed to him that he would have to do that particular move with the jowls, or if they're just like, he's like, what the fuck is this in this script? It just says it's a bunch of consonants together. They're like,
Yeah.
No, no,
he
no, no,
on
no.
set? Do we think this was before mocap? So
Yeah.
was he there?
they could have sat him down. They had, like how Ahmed Best had to wear like the head and stuff,
Yeah,
like, that,
yeah.
like a stand-in.
So,
Now George
so
wants
there's
you to
probably there's
furiously
footage
shake your
somewhere of Brian Blessed wearing that big visor, and yeah, that's wonderful.
to catch his own spittle.
Yeah,
I don't
100%.
think anyone knew what they were signing up for when they signed
No.
up for Phantom Menace. I
Oh,
think that love for that film.
I really, that's a historical moment, that film. I really love Phantom Menace. I think it's gotten such a bad rap throughout history. So here's how it went. I really liked it as a kid. I really loved this movie. And then time went on and everyone told me, no, it's bad. And I'm like, oh, it's bad. And so I watched it again as an adult and I'm like, oh, it's really good. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's good. I like pretty much every Star Wars movie.
That's how
Is
I
that-
think everyone enjoys Star Wars is,
Mhm.
or well, not everyone, but how it like goes in the collective memory. It's like, oh, we like it. Oh, no, actually, we like it. Like that's it's
Yeah.
the circle of like.
Right.
I'll take the worst Star Wars movie over most movies any day. So
That's a good way to put it.
Right.
Phantom Menace is my least favorite Star Wars movie. I'm sorry, but it is, and I
That's okay.
still would watch that 5,000 times before I'd watch most movies. So
Wait, let me figure this out. I need to know this. Okay, everyone round table give their least favorite Star Wars movie. Not to be too negative, but I want to know your least favorite.
We all just had a positive thing, which was we would watch our least favorite Star Wars movie before we watch most movies.
Yeah,
We
sure.
still love them.
to be
just not
fair,
as
it's
much
the
as
Clone
others.
Wars.
But I don't. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that one does. No, it's got to be live action. You got to do the live
Love
action.
episodes. Can we say of actual like episodes? Of
Yeah.
Star Wars,
Yeah,
which
episode. Least favorite Star Wars episode of the 9-part
is
saga.
the 9-part saga.
Yeah, I would say it's a toss up for me. It's not Phantom Menace. It's either Attack of the Clones or Rise of Skywalker. It's
Okay.
one of those two. Those
Listen,
are my
I will
bottom two.
not sit here for Attack of the Clones slander. Just kidding.
Oh, wow. I like that one too. I understand where George Lucas is coming from. I think George Lucas has weird ideas of like what people are like. Like I think the way he writes like romantic dialogue and the way he writes like children, like it's very like kids said yippee in the 50s. Like George Lucas thinks everyone exists
Back
100
to
years
his
ago.
childhood.
Yeah, that's true, right?
And
It's,
again, he's a divorced man, so clearly
Right.
did he trust his take on romance?
Right, sure.
No.
And it's what is it? I don't want to say the kid's name, but I will. When Seek suggests that he and his friends go and play ball,
Let's go.
that's really like it's like Sandlot.
Yeah.
That makes me think of the Sandlot. But anyway,
Play ball, pal.
let's go and play ball. Like it's great. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably Attack of the Clones. I mean, right. It's the same. Yeah, I love them all. I wouldn't say I dislike any of them. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Same.
just
If I have to
probably
rank
probably would be my least. Yeah, if I had to watch. Yeah.
I don't really care for Rise of Skywalker. To me, that is actually the only Star Wars movie I don't really mesh well with. Just thematically, I think it's on a weird level. I can forgive weird, like shoddy execution, and like I can forgive all that stuff if the story is where it needs to be. And for the prequels, like I think the story is just perfect. Like I think it's airtight. But Rise of Skywalker, I think, really contrasts like some themes that were set up like very strongly right before it, and it kind of muddles the trilogy a little bit. But that's me.
No, that's where I am. I think pre-Schmoedown, I would have been Attack of the Clones. I look at it as which movie am I least likely to watch start to finish?
Yeah.
If given the choice, if I've got a couple hours, I will go in right now and watch the Battle of Geonosis like nonstop without blinking and that stuff. But Rise was the first movie that I came out of, and I was like, do I not like a Star Wars movie?
Right. No, for real.
It was a bizarre thing. And what was weird was I always had sort of the opposite experience coming out of stuff. So Last Jedi, love. It was very weird for me to see people like just disconnected from it. Solo was the same way. I really enjoy Solo.
I like Solo,
Understand there are a lot of people that are disconnected that don't have that. But I would say the experience this past year watching it again and again and again, that brought me around to parts of it. So there's stuff I think it gets some stuff right, but it's just there are some pieces there, like foundational fundamental pieces that needed to be there for the story to succeed as a whole. And I just we could probably have a whole episode there.
I love Babu, and I like Dio.
Babu's great. I think they nailed this. Was like perfection for Rey, Finn, Poe, like that dynamic. Like I wish we had way more of that dynamic through the trilogy, but
yeah.
You said Babu Frick. I thought you said Bobby Fischer. I was like, wait, what? When are we still talking about that?
Very different
it's
movie.
a deleted scene.
Yeah. Wait, Bobby Fischer. That's the chess guy, right?
That's the chess kid. Yeah.
So it's like that's like
It could
the
fit.
Jarek, you know? It's like there's probably a Bobby Fischer in the Star Wars universe.
R2D2.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I'd say it's R2.
Jeff
Oh,
Alterman donated another $20 just to say, factually, people turned on Michael Richards.
It's true. I didn't know. Listen. I'm just referring to historical events that happened, that factually happened.
Yeah, no, that's
It's rough.
that's fair. I already said I started it off.
Oh yeah.
I started off with Phantom Menace, which again,
Yeah.
I would like to really state that I still really love Phantom Menace.
Oh yeah.
And Phantom Menace, probably of all the Star Wars movies, actually was featured most in our wedding.
Oh
Yeah.
Nice.
So go figure, my quote unquote least favorite. And again, I just think as humans, we just like to rank things.
Yeah.
Because I like to put something in a listicle, it doesn't mean that the bottom thing is bad necessarily. I just don't like it as much as some of the others. And again, because it's like there's a lot of scenes that I love in Phantom Menace, but just from start to finish, I'm not like, oh, I want to watch from start.
Sure.
Like I like want to fast forward to the good bits, and then I'm like, oh, no, oh, that's good.
Everything with Qui-Gon is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that man so much.
And talking into a little like razor blade. Love that.
Yes, 100%. Qui-Gon and the Gillette razor. That's incredible.
Where's that fanfic?
Right. No, and there's a lot of stuff in Rise of Skywalker I really enjoy. And I don't I don't hate it. I don't think it's. I'm gonna say that shitty like Star Wars fan thing that people said about The Last Jedi, where it's not a bad movie. It's a bad Star Wars. Like I'm not. It's I feel that way, but like not shitty about it. I'm like, I think it's not an incompetent film. I think it's like it tells a really neat structure on its own. It has themes that it develops on its own 2 feet. But as a part of a trilogy, it's weird. It's like a weird conclusion. But the fleet at the end, the galaxy, literally no military coming together to defeat the First Order or the Final Order, is everything that Star Wars seems like it was building up to. Like the fact that they can't win by organized military by fighting the exact same way as they did, even with even in Return of the Jedi, they don't win with like a normal. They win with asymmetric warfare. They win by consulting the little guy, and that's basically what happens at the end of Rise of Skywalker. And I think that kind of thing is really great. I think it's genius. I love Babu Frick, unironically. He's such a great character.
Just
Like
10 quality.
Yeah,
I will say, I think that for Rise of Skywalker, I'm gonna defend Rise of Skywalker for a second. I think the ending would have hit a lot more. I really liked the ending of it. I know you were just complimenting Evan. I know a lot of people, I think their issue isn't really so much the ending battle scene. I think everyone can agree that that's good. But I just remember so many people the night we left that theater, because we
saw it twice.
Our home theater basically is Disney Springs, which is really cool when we were going to see a big Disney release, because obviously everyone's there and like they've got all the bells and whistles and whatever. So I just remember everyone walking out, which we had seen obviously Endgame that year and this, and everyone walking out and just being like, yeah, but Endgame did it better. And I thought that was really unfair that poor Rise of Skywalker happened to come out after another big Disney franchise, Marvel and whatever, and the whole portal scene and whatever. So, essentially they have their portal scene in Rise of Skywalker and everyone just kind of compared it to Endgame. And I was like, well, that's not fair. Like both of these, creators, when they were making these movies, they didn't know that the other one was going to do that. And like, just because it happened to come out in the same like calendar year doesn't mean, so I always thought that was a little bit of an unfair comparison.
Totally.
And I think that scene is really cool and moving and great. And I also, just as a big theme park fan, and also of course when Star Wars and theme parks happen to come together, it's my favorite thing. Big Star Tours fan, obviously the OG Star Wars ride, and I think that's one of the coolest additions to Star Tours they've ever done, was Rise of Skywalker, because basically you're part of that scene. Like you're one of the people that Lando calls, and then you're in that final battle, and like you're like, oh my god, yeah, because in the movies so many could show up, and like Star Tours could have been there, and like I'm part of it, and that's like the coolest. Like because every time a movie comes out, like Star Tours does like a new scene. Like there was like a whole battle on Crate for Last Jedi and whatever, and I thought, which was also very cool, because they like swooped the little wiper bit. But yeah, when the first time you did Star Tours after Rise of Skywalker came out, like I like legit kind of left with chills.
Oh yeah, man. No, Star Tours is emotional, man.
We're in it.
For real.
So
No, that ride gets you.
Holds a special place in my heart.
No, it's great. I really I think it's unfortunate that Leia didn't live to see the fruition of her ideals. I think that's one sad thing. Like, and I know that it's not the movie's fault.
They had no control over, but it still just sucks.
Right? No, it's like the idea that Leia. I love in The Last Jedi the fact that Leia loses hope for a moment. Like the fact that it's done. Like they're attached completely. And then Luke shows up and saves the day beautifully. I could sing praises for that movie for like 12 hours. I love that movie. It's unfortunate that Leia died before seeing the culmination of what she fought for.
Yeah.
Like she saw people not responding to her message, and the idea that after her death everyone believed again, I think is a great scene. I really enjoyed that scene. I also. Another thing, real quick. I don't mean to take over the conversation. I'm sorry.
It's in character.
But, yeah, no. For I love this scene in The Rise of Skywalker. I think it's often really misinterpreted. I love when Rey goes to Octo and she's going to do the same thing Luke did. She's going to throw it all away. She's going to live as a hermit like Luke did. And then she throws the saber into the fire. Luke catches it. And then he joking, like it's a joke, like it's a bit. It's kind of a bit. He says, a Jedi's weapon deserves more respect. And it's funny, but like everyone was like, oh, dude, he's totally shitting on Rian Johnson by doing that. Like, watch The Last Jedi, because the ending of that movie, that Luke Skywalker that you see at the Battle of Crait, that Luke Skywalker would have said that exact same thing. And it tracks perfectly with it's not like like everyone acts like Luke and Rise of Skywalker is somehow like different from The Last Jedi Luke.
No.
And it's not. It's the same character.
The only issue that I have with that scene is him lifting the X-Wing out of the water. Yeah. I won't go into it.
It's very on the nose.
Yeah, it's on the nose. It misses the entire point of Empire.
Right.
In that scene in Empire.
It's weird. Yeah, it's a little weird.
But no, I like Rise on a whole. I love Leia. You make a good point about where she is in Last Jedi, but she starts this arc with Kylo at the end of Force Awakens, and she's lost hope in him. She's, he's gone at this point. They have that whole back and forth with Han, and she gives up her life because of that last little flicker of hope that there's still light, that he can still be saved, and uses her dying breath to make that effort, not knowing whether it's going to succeed. Yeah. So yeah, that's a neat moment, full circle. But I think my big issue with it is I invested a lot of time. I think a lot of fans did in a lot of the materials outside the movies that kind of laid the groundwork for the Emperor coming back. Yeah. And then to not see, and I think this isn't JJ's fault. This is a lack of cohesiveness amongst the sequel trilogy. To not have some amount of synergy between that material and the arc of the story, right? It felt like Palpatine was sort of shoehorned in. That felt like a kind of a jolt, and no doubt that he needed to come back. But I just I think about from time to time how amazing the sequel trilogy would be if Palpatine was the big dark threat the entire time. Like you don't see him. Right. Don't see him, but there's whispers in Force Awakens, and then it slowly materializes to the big reveal in Rise of Skywalker. I think that would have been powerful, but the movies that we have were all really good.
Would have been laid a little better.
I think, given where Episode 9 starts, like where Last Jedi leaves off, I don't think we needed a big bad anymore. I think Kylo could have been that, on his own. Like I think that's where it was kind of leading. Right. Yeah. So, but if they had hinted the whole time, I think that would have been really cool. Also, it makes me furious. What makes me furious is the fact I have this friend who's not as into Star Wars as I am. That's just fine. Like, it's not everyone's life. It can't be everyone.
Everybody has character flaws.
Right. But I remember when Force Awakens came out, he was one of these people, and I know that this man is not watching, but Blake, if you see this, I love you. he was one of those people who was like, dude, Rey's fighting style is exactly like Palpatine, dude. I bet she's a Palpatine. I'm like, what are you, fucking idiots? Like, no. What? He also...
And we're like, damn it!
Yeah. Blake also said that Snoke was Mace Windu, and I'm glad we didn't get that one.
Yeah, that thankfully did not happen.
Blake, I love you. For
We're this close.
I want to see this movie.
The fact that the Rise of Skywalker made him right and me wrong, it angered me to no end.
That is sick.
I was just like, no, that doesn't mean anything. Everyone thought because she had a fucking British accent that she was Obi-Wan's daughter. Like,
that was the big rumor.
That was weird. That. Like, she was raised by Uncle Plutt. Like, he had a British accent. So,
That's
who cares?
Right. But dang it if he wasn't right.
Right. I wanted her to be nobody a lot. I really loved that idea.
I did like that was one of I'm the rare person who liked both Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. I feel like it's always either or. Like you really were in the Last Jedi camp or you're really in the Rise of Skywalker camp. I like all of them. I agree that I think the sequel trilogy is not the most cohesive of the trilogies. Right. And again, I think that's just due to whatever. But I think there's enough character. I'm always in it for the characters. And I think there's still enough good character moments in each film that I very thoroughly enjoy the sequel trilogy. And I like Last Jedi just as much as I like Rise of Skywalker. Again, there's certain scenes in both of them I like more than other and, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I did. One of the things I really liked about Last Jedi, which me and my friend Kristen talked about like ad nauseum, like probably really annoyingly a lot, was that she was a nobody. Yeah. So was I a little disappointed in Rise of Skywalker that they decided to make her as somebody? Yes. Did it ruin the movie for me? No, I can forgive it. I can see, the whatevers. But yeah, that was one of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed about Last Jedi.
I've said this before. This was something I thought was
Oh my God, AJ.
Oh my God.
I really wish that your Nebraska internet was not.
A comment like that really ought to come with a.
Please do that. Donation. Take some of the heat away from our Michael Richards comment. Keep going, AJ. No. I remember I've said this before. I don't think I've told you guys this, but I remember I was in the theater and they were right before that scene on the Steadfast. Where Kylo shows up and confronts Rey or whatever. Right before that. Yeah. Nice. Champion, everybody.
Let me get my flashcards.
Yeah, nice. But right before that scene, I remember they show Rey's parents. Like they show them being murdered with the dagger. At least I think that's the order of things. And I remember leaning over to my wife in the theater, like while that was happening, I was like, her dad's not fucking Palpatine. Thank God. Like, because I remember everyone was thinking it going into the movie, and I was like, dude, Rey's not a Palpatine. Thank fucking God. And then 5 minutes later, Kylo Ren says, and I quote, "You are a Palpatine." And
you're like, mother.
I was like, is she though? I was holding out hope.
Can we just take that line out?
Yeah, for real.
I think that was. Everyone wins. Like her parents, her parents weren't really anybody.
Right, no, that's true.
Granddad, and who really is that close with their grandparents? A lot of people. Right. She wasn't, clearly, and that's all that matters, I guess.
He just wanted when it's like Palpatine found out that Rey hadn't eaten that day, and he really wanted. He did the grandparent thing where he wanted to cook for her. And
my biggest cringe moment has to be the Kylo and Rey kiss. Hated that.
Oh no!
Don't know why that needed to be included.
Here's
10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Here's the thing. I'm not like a gross Reylo. I don't want anyone to get that impression. But there is palpable. Beautiful romantic tension in The Last Jedi between Rey and Kylo. I fully that scene in the hut is everything. I think it's like there are two sides.
What is everything?
No, for real. That scene is so beautiful because there are two sides of the same coin. We didn't know at the time, but they're the dyad. He is the dark and she is the light. They are both castaways from their lives. Everyone in both of their lives left them and did not live up to expectations. And they find somebody who understands that. And so they're reaching out to each other through the Force, making communication, and they know that they feel it. Like they feel that they wanted to fuck.
And then Luke like a good dad comes in and blows the room apart.
Yes. It is true. He said, "Hey, you were supposed to be home at 9:30. You're supposed to have her back at 9:30."
Am I right?
But no, for it, like, I think, yeah. No,
now I need to go around a quick, everyone.
Yeah.
Are you a Raylo or not a Raylo? Clearly, Evan is a Raylo.
I'm a Raylo, but I don't write fan fiction. That's all.
What are your Raylo thoughts?
Yeah.
I agree with Evan.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
But not like an overly right.
But
Not
you're like
fanfic
the
level,
sexual tension was there. Okay, that's fair. Thomas, are you
Look, if I'm gonna judge the romantic choices of every fictional character the characters that I enjoy, my work would never end. I agree with you. This may be the only thing we agree on, Evan. Ever. Thought the groundwork was his internet. Sound not working.
Oh, we can't
For
hear
the
you.
audio listeners,
AJ
he's
is
attempting
here
to
have
talk.
more time. AJ came in because he has some hot Raylo fanfic he wants to drop right now.
Yeah.
I can't miss this conversation. He looks like he's making some really good points.
Wait, just nod your head or shake it. Yes or no? Are you a Raylo?
We gotta.
Oh,
For the audio listeners, he shrugged.
not a Raylo. True story. This is a true story. So I choreographed a 14 people, yes, 14 person lightsaber battle for our wedding. Okay, it was a lot of work, y'all. Anyways, he is a tall person. He is 6'2". I am a short person. You want to know in Star Wars how many short, tall people fight? Not a lot. You want to know who does? Kylo and Rey. And I stole a little bit of their choreography from The Rise of Skywalker for our part of our duel. And I was like, no one is going to know what this is from. But in my mind, I knew, and I was like, people are going to think I'm a Raylo shipper, and I'm not a Raylo shipper. But I just needed tall person, short person choreography, and that happened to work. Okay, and I thought that to be known. Most of the choreography is my own, but I did steal some from that because it was good choreography.
In that battle, there's tension there.
Yeah.
Like the moment when they look at each other after Snoke gets cut in half.
Yeah.
When they look at each other and they know we're in this together. This is it. Like this is what it's all about at this point. There's still tension there.
I think that there's an interesting dynamic between those two characters that at no point did I wanted to get romantic. But
even
me personally.
in their first time they talk in Rise of Skywalker, the conversation's fucking hot. No, listen.
Tonight is finding out how much Evan loves Rey.
I love a good on-screen pairing. They have dynamic chemistry. It's beautiful. So when they're talking, like, what is it? She says, I see through the cracks in your mask. And then all the things that they say, the back and forth, the insults, they're like pointed in a way that like, I am the only one who understands you this way. And like, because what is it? He shows up and the first thing he says is Palpatine wants you dead. And she says, serving another master. Yeah. And he said, do you still count the days since your parents left? Like, fuck. Like, just back and forth, man. They're like, and then he grabs her necklace and she's shocked.
You're like, you need to just get down to things right now, is what you thought.
I feel like
my sister bought us a like ornament this year. She was for Star Wars fans, obviously. And we got married this year. So she bought us a little like married ornament or whatever, and it's very cute. But again, I'm like, mother effers are gonna think I'm a Raylo shipper because I'm Rey, he's Kylo, and then our dog is Chewbacca on the ornament. Nice. And I was like, it's a really cute ornament. I do like it, but oh my god, we definitely look like Raylo shippers now, and I'm not a Raylo shipper.
If you're her, how do you resist this?
Oh my god, he's a big boy. He's a very big boy.
He's our little Ewok Wookiee puppy. Oh.
No, I feel it's not like, dripping with sex all the time, but I feel like
their tension.
I feel like I'm a nun in like the 1850s. When I think of
they touch fingers.
Can you hear me now?
And you're like, ooh,
there we go.
Yeah. If only I were not sworn to celibacy. That's what it feels like.
He removed his glove.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's great. Oh man, that's such.
So I was going on a rant about how I wish that Rey wasn't anybody, but if she was, regardless, I wanted the line, "I am not. I'm a Skywalker like the Master before me."
Okay.
That would have been my thing. Like, if you're gonna make the poetry rhyme, then
Sure.
make it rhyme.
I think
Don't-
that's fine.
like,
It
what
would have
it
been
did at
weird
the
to do
end
that
was
as a
kind of
woman.
what it did at the end was kind of like when Eminem tries to make orange rhyme with door hinge.
Yeah.
Like, make it
It's-
rhyme if it's gonna rhyme.
It's
That's-
weird. See, imagine if she said that, and then the old woman's like, "Okay, what does that mean?"
Okay.
Like, what the hell does that mean?
And she's just like, "Nice to
She
meet
doesn't
you."
need to
I have
know.
no
She's like, "All right, I just
context.
wanted to know if I knew your family. I don't know."
Do you want to buy
Jeez.
any Toby?
Does that woman still not? Hold on? Does that woman still not have a name in canon?
I'm not telling you that. Either.
She just
I'm not getting free answers.
You'll never
Okay.
She's
know.
still
Right.
unidentified Tatooine elder.
she just points her towards Tashi Station.
The real question is, how old is she? Because PJ will be asking
PJ
you.
will be asking
next
her.
week.
I really wanted her to be Cammy, Luke's old friend from Tashi Station. I really did want it to be her,
Maybe it is. We don't know.
or Jira.
I really wish I put
Storm's
ages
coming
in
up,
the
Ray.
over
They're
under
going
quiz.
My bones are aching.
Bones are aching. Oh no!
There's
Wait.
this whole
Let's see.
in one of in the main Star Wars comic. There's this whole like sad like revisionist history where Luke imagines what his life would be like if he had just married Cammy, and it's like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, it's.
Oh no way!
I won't spoil it, but it's it ain't great. I mean, it's good storytelling, but it's like
Right.
not great. About what you'd imagine.
She's like, Luke, I just think it's time for you to be realistic.
Luke, I mean, water's where it's at. It's gonna go big. Trust me. We gotta keep getting that vapor.
Oh, I don't know if I can read this the Streamlabs that we just got in.
Please do.
Do it.
It's from Boss Nass. We're gone with him. Sorry, that's the best I can do.
That was great.
This point.
That's a good Orson Welles wine commercial impression.
That it right? Thank you.
There he is.
Me so like.
I am basically Orson Welles
Like.
on a wide commercial most days.
Yeah. Ah, the French.
So,
I like that now that EJ's been added, we're getting some more views of him in the background.
Oh yeah, that's true. Eventually, we're gonna be able to
Okay.
put the whole thing together.
We
Yeah,
got-
at some point.
we got
Just
his
add
chain.
another person, take us all away, whatever.
I do have to ask, since I don't want to burn too much data since I'm on a hotspot right now, if I can play our over under game. Juice, I think you're disqualified
Yeah.
because you have all of the answers.
I won't play. I won't play.
Okay, so do you guys have whiteboards?
Oh yeah.
Obviously. Switch
Okay.
with me at all times.
Let me know when you're ready. So it's
Are we
gonna be
playing
five-
as a team or
Motherfucking
separate?
I mean,
What's that?
I said,
You,
know, keep
you
that
and Mike will be
motherfucking thing
separate
on me.
because I'm
Okay, we're separate.
giving you guys chances.
That's mine.
Because our goal is for the Star Wars champion to lose at Star Wars trivia.
Woo!
What is this game? What's going on?
So
I
it's going to
don't
be
know.
5 questions. I'll wait for Tom to get back so we can give the full explanation. But I wrote some trivia questions for you.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I
Are
wrote.
these Star Wars questions like straight up?
They are. Every
Oh,
question is Star Wars. So every question is Star Wars related.
Can you give me hints because you saw the answer?
No.
Okay, so I did a brief glance. I won't reveal my answer till everyone else has, but I'll still play just in
You'll
case.
play last. Okay.
I only remember one of them for sure, so I'll just.
So this is Star Wars over under. So everything's going to be a numerical answer. These questions can be they can be facts. They can be entirely subjective.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do 5 questions.
Okay, hit it.
And we're going to go with the first one. The total number of Star Wars TV episodes, not including shorts, but including Star Wars Visions as of today. Over, under.
Of episodes of any show?
Of all Star Wars TV, not including shorts.
Not including shorts, but
including Star Wars Visions as of today.
Are you talking Disney canon or anything that's held the name Star Wars?
Anything.
Yeah.
Except for the 80s stuff. Except for droids and droids and Ewoks are out. So
does the Christmas special count because it was on TV?
What's that?
Does the Christmas special count because it was on TV?
That's not a TV episode. That's a special.
Okay. All right, fair.
So over under 291.5.
291.5 if it's over or under that. Okay.
Yes.
I'm locked in.
I'm not.
Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thomas.
We'll say over.
Okay.
Me?
Bethany.
Oh.
I'm also going to say over.
Mike.
I'm going under.
Okay.
And we have Gold Eater.
Under.
Juice.
I'm going under. I do not remember. I didn't look at this one.
It's just
So
291.
guessing,
The point
guessing.
five is
200, it was 289 until Boba Fett came out. So now with the third episode, it's 292.
Wow.
I feel so good right
Keep track of your own score. I'm not doing a banner right now with the state of my internet.
I have a point.
I can do a banner. No, I won't play. I'll just do a banner.
I'm going to take this moment while me and the show are tied here to be really proud of myself. This is the only time it's ever happened.
So, are we ready for the next question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Total box office gross internationally for all Star Wars films in the Disney era. Is it over or under 5.9 billion?
Just the international box office?
So domestic and foreign for a
domestic.
total of
Combined? Okay.
international. Yep.
What was
Over
the
under
the
5.9. Answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mike.
I'm going over.
Okay. Bethany.
I'm going under.
Okay. Gold Leader.
I'm going under as well.
Okay. And Thomas.
Under as well.
5.924 billion. That is for all three in the new trilogy, as well as Solo and Rogue One. Those 5 Star Wars films.
So it's over. Over was the
over?
answer.
Yes.
Yeah!
Dang it! For some reason, didn't think about Solo and Rogue One, which I should have. Because
Rouge One.
Banner.
All right. So
This is evil.
More than that.
Oh, yeah.
No, more than that. Look at it.
the total number of Oscar noms for all Star Wars films is over or under 37 and a half.
37 and a half. For all films.
All Star Wars films?
All Star Wars films. Sorry, all live action Star Wars films.
Yeah.
I don't think Clone Wars got nominated for one. Answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How did you math?
Gold Leader, what is your answer?
It's under because it's 37 in a row.
Yes.
Yeah!
He's
Under?
right. It's under.
Yep. Mike?
Under.
Bethany?
It's the only one I actually knew.
Under.
That seems like a speed round question.
Yeah.
Actually, that seems like
I know we're wired in to get. Oh, it's 37.
Okay. So instead of my lame fourth question, I'm going to give you the two subjective ones.
Okay, I'm excited.
In my one and only trip to Galaxy's Edge, how many packages of coaxium did the What the Show crew capture in Smuggler's Run?
How is this subjective? How is this subjective?
Sorry, it's esoteric. Esoteric.
Who's
This
that
one's
mean?
esoteric. The other one's subjective.
When
How
only
many
you and me
packages
don't
of
know the
coaxium
answer to this, that's esoteric in this case.
Right. Okay.
did the What the Show crew capture on Smuggler's Run? Over under 2.5. And these guys have to remember that too.
Do you occupy all seats in the Falcon?
It was the four of us up front and nobody on nobody
have
on
any.
engineer.
Yeah, we didn't have any
What?
engineers.
No
it was
engineers.
We had 7
just Mike
total
and Bethany
seats.
and weapons. I was a pilot and Juice was a
I went
pilot.
pew pew pew.
The piloting is really fun. I think that's the best thing to do.
By
So,
far.
We have very
we
different
have
memories of
answers
Smuggler's
in
Run.
5, 4,
What do you remember?
3, 2, 1. Mike?
It was 2, so it's under.
Yes.
It was exactly 2, so it is under. And y'all did a
Yes.
great job piloting.
Thank you.
Flying with
Gold
no
leader?
engineers, of course it's under.
So this is subjective or
This is
esoteric.
esoteric.
So this is subjective. So from my point of view,
This is
2.5
under.
is
Yeah, you
under
still got it
2.
wrong.
Then we have failed.
Now, this is the one area in which I can be an expert in Star Wars here. You can only possibly get 2 on the ride. So
There's
Oh.
3. You can get 3.
there's only 2 that you can get because you automatically get the first one no matter what you do. But if you're good, you can get a second one, essentially. As of
I
right now. until
I
the
was
other-
not on the ride with all of you. I was with Chance and Jake. And we had like
shit.
little kids. So I was the only
Nice.
one that didn't know the answer to that. And I was the one that
I
was
thought you were with
like,
me. Who was in the
No.
pilot seat with me?
I don't know.
Who was
Was-
piloting with
was
you?
it Jeff?
Jeff, are you still in the comments? Were you
Or
piloting?
who was-
I think it might have been Jeff.
Anyway,
Yeah, I was with a
really
little.
good
Yeah,
job
I
for
was
your
with a
first
little.
time.
I was with a group of kids. I was piloting with like a 10-year-old next to me.
Dude, that
So
was
They-
one
get
more.
one class
This one
down.
is subjective.
that was me. That was not.
Ooh, actually,
Those
I'll let
Robert
my
Parker.
co-host. I'll let my co-host. Should I do subjective or esoteric?
Esoteric.
Esoteric. Please.
Esoteric.
Yeah.
Okay, the esoteric question is fun. It's fun as hell.
Wait. So do you have 2 more questions?
I have a total. I do have 2 more.
Okay, ask both of them.
Screw it. We'll do both. Okay.
Do the other one first. Do
Yeah,
the
you both.
do the one you skipped first.
Do the esoteric one first, because I want to actually feel like I have a chance at the last one.
The esoteric one question. Okay.
No, subjective. Subjective last.
Okay.
Esoteric first.
So esoteric.
I don't even know
question.
what either.
This is only for people who have seen a lot of What the Show.
Okay.
No.
I feel like
How
I've
many
seen
times
this now.
Did
Nope.
I see Wing Commander to see the trailer for episode 1 in theaters?
Oh God, you expect me to remember that, AJ?
Over or under 2.5 times did I see Wing Commander in theaters to see the trailer for episode 1?
He saw Wing Commander twice, but he also saw Meet Joe Black.
No.
I
Yeah,
was
picture-
9 years old.
Yes.
I'm picturing
he
this
saw
not as
Meet
in
Joe
like
Black.
not as in how many times he went to see the movie just to see the trailer, but how many times he attempted to go to the movie but failed to get there in time to see the trailer. Oh no, I did it again.
Oh, sh-
Did they play
Not
Star
yours,
Wars
not
already?
my bike.
Shit.
So
Damn it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Thomas.
We'll go over. I have faith in
Okay.
you.
Also
Gold
say
leader.
Over.
Okay. Bethany.
I also went with over. I feel like it was a ridiculous amount of times.
And Mike.
Over.
Ah,
You are all wrong.
The
I
score remains.
went to Wing Commander to see the trailer and then convinced my dad to take me again. So I convinced him
Twice.
to let me see Wing Commander twice in theaters for a Star Wars trailer.
I thought it was
Wow.
more. Man, I'm a bad what the show
Oh.
here.
I
I'm a
just
terrible viewer.
I just lied about really liking Wing Commander.
I mean, who doesn't love Wing Commander?
And the last one
That's
is
that last beautiful question, AJ. I'm ready.
if I were to rank Rogue One among my favorite Star Wars movies, going from the top to the bottom for all theatrically released films,
Uh-huh.
would I put Rogue One over or under 5.5?
I don't think you understand what subjective means.
That is my
over
subjective opinion. My
Hang on.
opinion.
Like over is in like higher in the rankings,
It's-
or
Over as in like if it's
So-
closer to first,
okay.
under as in
Okay.
lower,
Closer to
closer
okay.
to last.
Gotcha.
That should be the subjective part of the question. I don't know how you interpret over. Under.
Yeah, no, so it's an objective it's an objective approach to a subjective matter. We have to know the answer is not subjective.
So
If you were
to
to step
add,
into a Wonkavator of my letterbox,
so just to add some stakes to this, because this is the current score. This is a 3-pointer.
Oh.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
it really shouldn't matter too much.
No,
Oh.
this is everything.
It
That's all I
matters.
have.
This is a 3-pointer.
So okay, the
That's all
winner
I have,
gets
AJ.
this question. Okay, so answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go, Mike.
Over.
Bethany.
I also said over. I think you're a pretty big Rogue One fan, if memory serves. Not
Gold leader.
Let Thomas answer first.
Thomas.
Over.
And no, you can't do that.
we see you
I
right.
didn't see anything. I didn't see anything.
Okay, no, I saw
As a
something.
judge, I didn't see anything.
I
saw
had to make
something.
sure that
You-
my answer was different from Thomas's, so I'm putting
was-
under.
No, that's not how that works.
Oh! Let's go.
Okay, if you can answer a factual question, I'll give you the win.
Okay.
Evan, this is just
What
for
was
you.
the answer? Was it over or under on
You're
that?
like so excited
He
in that
obviously
moment.
changed the answer.
Let's go.
So if you can answer this factual question correctly,
What does
Just
that
Evan
mean?
or all of us?
this is gonna be an actual fact question, like the first 4. If
Okay.
you can answer this, I'll give you the win.
Okay.
Are all of us answering
Knights of the
this?
Old Republic,
Okay.
first released on Xbox and Microsoft Windows. To date, how many platforms has it been released on? For all, for all platforms for the first KOTOR. Over under 5.5.
Over. Oh!
Well, you got to answer to get the win.
Let's go, baby.
He said the answer.
He said over. Is that
You
not
did
right?
say over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I thought you were just doing the
So
Christian
wait, where do
Roloff
you
thing.
rank Rogue One, AJ? Is what I now
I think
want
he
to
said.
know.
Yeah, he said over.
7.
I thought you had it higher than that.
No. Nope.
Well, tonight was a great night.
I like Rogue One. I'm the one that has Rogue One like 4. I'm like probably 4 with
That's
Rogue
what
One.
I was confusing with.
I love Solo. Solo's my top.
Solo is the
Solo's
bomb.
lower from So I like Solo, but Solo's lower. Rogue One for me is like original trilogy tier quality.
Thomas, I beat you, dude.
You send me your address. I'll pack her up.
All right, so we're gonna get wrapping up now, but we do have to thank our two guests tonight.
Yeah, our two esteemed
and
guests.
give both of them a chance to let us know what's going on.
Both of you do your plugs tonight. I want you to ask one question. I had 5 questions I was going to ask tonight, and I didn't get a chance because we got into some really great conversations about how Evan is a really big Raylo shipper.
Yeah.
And one of the nasty ones, just so everyone knows, one of the bad ones. But anyways,
Super
while
nice.
you say your plugs, I would also like to know your all-time favorite Star Wars costume. What do you think is the best costume? And if it's not one of Padme's, you're wrong. But I'll allow it. Anyways, Evan, plug away / also please tell us your favorite Star Wars costume.
Okay. So go to my Twitter, find everything that I do. I'm working on some cartoons right now. We'll have those done fairly soon, hopefully. And that's what's going on in my life. So look there for my stupid takes on things. Not one of which, or not excluding my current take on my. Sorry, this is really long-winded. On my favorite costume. I'm gonna give you a Padme answer, and then I'm gonna give you my probably one of my actual answers.
Okay.
I really love. I think Padme's best outfit is the traditional red Queen Amidala gown. I love that one with the light globes at the base.
Yeah.
My favorite costume. It's kind of a cheat, a little bit. I think it's probably Boba Fett prototype, like the white armored Boba Fett. I think that's such a great costume. And yeah, also, if I'm not mistaken, let me look this up. There's that's what it is. The editor, I think, of Blue Velvet, the David Lynch film, is the man in the suit in that footage of Boba Fett's prototype armor. I thought that was kind of neat. So, yeah, that armor is the best. I really love that.
So I'll allow that answer.
Yeah.
Thomas, thank you for joining us this evening.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Feel free to plug away, and please let us know what is your all-time favorite Star Wars costume.
So I have 2 answers for that. So design-wise, Captain Rex, the boy behind me here, phenomenal evolution of the clone design, and Rex himself evolves it over the course of the story, which is really cool.
Wait, which Rex?
All Rexes. I love. So the Gen 3 armor is probably my favorite.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Sith style, End of the Clone Wars. But I love old Rex too, with his beer gut hanging out and stuff, just riding in an old ATTE. My favorite story-based costume is in the Clone Wars when Obi-Wan goes undercover, does a face-off style series of episodes as Reiko Hardeen, and he's just literally impersonating. Yeah, he's just literally impersonating a real shitty bounty hunter.
Yeah.
But that one's a fun. And Anakin gets totally suckered into the whole thing. But
Anakin knees him in the crotch.
They have to tell Anakin so that he won't kill Obi-Wan.
I will allow these answers because they're Clone Wars related, so
Yeah.
I accept. I accept wholeheartedly.
So the each Sunday night at 10 Eastern time, and then it's available by podcast as well.
All right, AJ, what do you have to plug?
Yeah, so there it is. Shut the fuck. The Legal Geeks. Look, there's no more important show than the Legal Geeks. If you want to know why Jawas are guilty of aggravated assault and larceny, you'll find no one else doing that kind of analysis. That top tier analysis. So we're doing an episode by episode breakdown of legal issues in Book of Boba Fett, and we'll have an episode this Sunday breaking down all the latest from. I don't know. We'll talk about what it's like to get pulled out of your own back to bathtub by force. No spoilers. Sunday nights at the Legal Geeks on Twitter.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Excited. I'm definitely excited. Definitely checking the next week's episode out for some.
You piqued my interest.
Speaking of next week, we've got a little bit of plug to do for our regular show this upcoming week. I actually got prepared this time.
Well, that's about right.
Quiet thing, everyone.
It's all encapsulated.
Also,
by the way, the answer was Kira. Kira was the answer.
Oh, for best costume? Okay, that's fair. Which one?
I mean, all the Crimson Dawn stuff is amazing after that reveal. But like she also just has a great like smuggler kind of look. Like she just fits in as a badass rogue and then a badass fucking gangster. So Kira's always been a standout for me, costuming wise, more so than we're gonna go for the makeup Oscar.
Fair.
Very nice.
Very fair.
So
we also have a poll winner this Friday. We will be putting up a new drunk review
to celebrate one of our videos we shot like 6 months ago, randomly going into the algorithm.
Yes, thank you, algorithm.
We're going to celebrate that with
Too Fast, Too Furious drunk review. If you'd like to watch a white girl drunkenly rap along to Ludacris's Act of Fool, tune in Friday night. It's gonna be a good time.
Also, is that the one where Brian says I said forget about it, cuz?
Yes.
Is that the one?
Pockets ain't good,
It's been a while since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. It's a great bad movie, and we're gonna get
Jack Tostito.
Anyways, everyone, tonight's been fun. Boss Nass is a badass bitch. I don't know.
It's true.
Thanks for talking Star Wars. Always a good time. We're always here for Star Wars Love Fest. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Wonderful. Well, what a wonderful Wednesday.
All right.
Bye.